Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for this opportunity. This is an exciting time for the state of Illinois and for us at the Rebuilding Exchange, and for me. When my Mexican grandfather immigrated to Illinois in the 1950s to work in the steel mills, he didn't have much in the material sense of the word, but he had ambition, curiosity, and a hard work ethic. He built a family in the state. My dad graduated from high school and spent the first part of his career as a railroad foreman for Chicago Northwestern Railroad, including serving as secretary-treasurer of his local union. He didn't go to college, but he was smart, good with his hands, and eager to do the job that needed to be done. My siblings and I were raised middle class in Sterling, Illinois, and we are now a nonprofit leader, a neurosurgeon, and a personal trainer. There is no question that my dad's career made this possible. I know firsthand the value and impact of a building trades career, and that's why I'm thrilled that the Rebuilding Exchange is part of the Illinois Works Pre-Apprenticeship program. Just like my father, our trainees are smart, talented, ambitious, and ready. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, and your team's tireless efforts to launch this program. The Rebuilding Exchange is a nonprofit social enterprise that reuses building materials, reduces construction waste, and trains, supports, and connects people seeking careers in the building trades. The investment from Illinois Works will allow us to more than double the number of people that we serve in a year. We will build a new pre-apprenticeship program that includes work-based learning, vocational training, industry-recognized certifications, and a holistic suite of services that will help someone start and keep a building trades career. I don't think it's a coincidence that our organization's name and the state's capital plan share the word rebuild. We are rebuilding not only our infrastructure, but also more broadly building a strong community that is grounded in equity and sustainability, that values every person and believes in their ability to succeed. We believe that the impacts of this program will be seen quickly in a more diverse building trades workforce, a robust local economy, and more Illinois residents in family-sustaining careers. And we are excited to be a part, to do our part, to achieve this vision. Thank you so much. I'd welcome to introduce Governor Pritzker. Thank you for coming to Rebuilding Exchange.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you. Well, thank you very much to Ina, to all the folks here at Rebuilding Exchange. It's terrific to be here with you this morning. I'm really grateful for the work that you do to empower the next generation of construction professionals here in Chicago and beyond Chicago. This is the kind of work that my administration is so proud to support, and thanks to the leadership of your team and your counterparts across the state for making this possible. Also, I want to thank our Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity Acting Director, Sylvia Garcia, Representative Will Davis, who's been a true leader in Springfield, especially on behalf of programs to help people get the training that they need to get good jobs. And of course, Alderman Scott Wagasback, who in the City Council, similarly a leader on issues of job training. The trades of tomorrow can open doors for a whole lot more of our working families. It's a future that's taking shape right here, where your community-driven team is teaching students the building, deconstruction, warehousing, and customer service skills that are needed to access new opportunities. In an industry that has historically been a whole lot whiter and male-dominated than the population that it serves, programming built around removing barriers is more important than ever. The status quo doesn't reflect the tremendous talent that exists in all of our communities, and we can't build back stronger unless we move every community ahead. I worked alongside my General Assembly partners to build those values into our Rebuild Illinois capital plan back in 2019. The Illinois Works program aims to help break barriers for more people of color to take advantage of the thousands of jobs created by our infrastructure investments, while simultaneously creating a sustainable pipeline of qualified workers. Earlier this month, my administration announced a $9.6 million program to do just that, supporting wraparound pre-apprenticeship programs like this one that help workers turn aspirations into apprenticeships and then into careers. It's a commitment that will be carried out through the work of 23 incredible nonprofits, community-based organizations, industry associations, and community colleges that are already transforming and empowering our workforce, helping more than 1,000 Illinoisans find, earn, and keep good-paying jobs in the industry. Illinois Works is just part of my administration's efforts to close the workforce education gaps in communities across Illinois. In the fall, I announced a $40 million investment in additional workforce training grants, expanding access to job training and placement services to help communities hit hard by the pandemic and at-risk youth build meaningful careers out of that. And we are doubling down on our efforts to make these opportunities as equitable as possible. Through our Illinois Workforce Equity and Access Commission, we're working to get every Illinoisan the training they need to build a career, regardless of their background or what neighborhood they may call home. These are the types of strategic investments that will ensure that we have a workforce ready to take on the challenges of the 21st century and the jobs of tomorrow. And most importantly, it's progress that we will be making together, bringing all of Illinois' talent along for the journey. And on that note, I'd like to welcome one of the great leaders in Springfield, a partner in so much that we're trying to get done in our state, Representative Davis. Please step forward and say a few words. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Will Davis. I'm state representative of the 30th District, which is located in the south suburbs. So I came a long way to be with the governor today, but it's an important reason why we're here to celebrate a very, very important program, Illinois Works. The governor has made it clear that he wants to use the Capitol bill as an investment opportunity to make sure that we are training the next workforce, the next group of individuals who are going to be working on projects all over the state of Illinois. The Capitol program is about moving projects forward. As a legislator, my job is to make sure that these opportunities are not just about the project itself, but the people who are going to work on those projects, and many of them are sitting right over here to my left. When we talk about developing the workforce here in not only the city of Chicago, but throughout the entire state, we have to take a look at the demographics of the state of Illinois to make sure that we are building a workforce that fits. I am a member of the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus, and one of the reasons that I support Illinois Works is because it has a particular emphasis on people of color, men and women who are displaced, out of the workforce, and this creates a unique opportunity for them to do so. I'm happy to be here at the Rebuild Exchange and to see all the great work that they're going to do to help communities here, not only in the city of Chicago, but I understand they work in the suburbs as well, and I'm happy to have that. We're going to be offering grants to other organizations throughout the entire state, and particularly in the south suburbs. And we're looking forward to south suburban residents having the opportunity to get into a pre-apprenticeship program, to have the opportunity to get the trades, to get the tools, to get the education necessary so that they can be a part of the workforce that is rebuilding the state of Illinois through our capital program. So it's extremely important that we continue to support this program. I want to thank Governor Pritzker for his leadership in making sure that we are working to create these opportunities. And certainly thank you to Chairman Valentine from the Rebuild Exchange for giving us the opportunity to be here today so we can showcase what these programs are and particularly showcase the individuals that are going to benefit from these programs. So again, thank you again, Governor Pritzker. Thank you, Chairman Valentine, for your forethoughtness to make sure that you reached out and got some resources in order to train the communities here in your area. So I'm extremely honored to be here today and will continue to work with the governor, continue to work with my colleagues in the Illinois General Assembly to make sure that we continue to stand up programs like this to make sure that we are delivering for not only our constituents, but for residents throughout the entire state of Illinois. So again, thank you very much for allowing me to be here. And next you'll have the alderman of this ward, Scott Wagenspat. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Davis. I'm Alderman Scott Wagasback, and welcome you to the 32nd Ward. I hope all of you have at least a minute to walk through the Rebuilding Exchange, because you might find something that you need in your own house. I've been coming here for many years, working with the Rebuilding Exchange, other organizations like this that have been doing these types of apprentice work programs. And I really appreciate what Rep. Davis and the governor have done to stand up this program, to double down at it, as the governor said, to make sure that we can build a workforce of the future that I think is going along with the type of jobs that we need all across Illinois, from the north to the south, especially in the city. And I appreciate the work that's being done on it. When long before I was alderman, I actually did this kind of apprentice work. I used to work on a lot of deconstruction and rehab of old buildings. And so putting your hands to work, each one of you that are here today and a lot of your friends that are out there, is very important. It can take you a lot of places. It can show you things that open doors that I think you might not have imagined before. Some of the people that I worked with who were immigrants or people like you went on to do great things. Some of them are now architects, and from personal experience, having that hands-on work that you learn in the back room here, using the tools of the trade, will carry with you throughout your life. And I think having Governor Pritzker support this program in the way that he is, doubling down, making sure that those opportunities are there, are really going to expand that workforce in a way that we've never seen. And I hope we can continue that. Again, I want to thank the Rebuilding Exchange. We use them not only through my office for things like barricades, and I know I have to get up to Evanston, where the entire North Shore is being serviced through the Evanston office. But again, this is the place that I go to. This is the place that I learn from about the history of our city, about the history of the workforce that is being built up here. And I hope that you carry on, Governor, with continued efforts to support these types of programs. They are the thing that will not only support the workforce, but support our environment too. As you all know, deconstructing a building, putting the materials in here to get back out into those construction sites all around the city, all around Illinois, are important as well for our environment as they are for just getting that building done. So thank you, and I appreciate it. Now hand it off to Director Garcia.
Thank you, Alderman. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sylvia Garcia, and I'm the Acting Director of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. I'm so happy to be here today with Governor Pritzker, Leader Davis, Alderman Wagsback, and the folks from the Rebuilding Exchange. A special shout out to Ina Gutierrez for hosting us here today, along with the chairman. We're really standing in this amazing facility that will soon be filled with a diverse group of pre-apprentices, thanks to the Illinois Works program. Many people know about apprenticeships, but pre-apprenticeships may be something that you're less familiar with. Here's why they're important. They're the first step toward securing a good-paying job in the construction industry, especially for people of color, women, and other underrepresented populations. As has been mentioned, pre-apprenticeships gives folks the skills, but also give them a little bit of support to get that first foot in the door. Traditionally, these groups, Black and brown communities and women, have faced significant challenges entering the construction field. Today, only 4% of Illinois building trade apprentices are women, and only 29% are people of color. The Illinois Works Pre-Apprenticeship program goes beyond skills training to make sure that folks have that on-the-job learning, but also the wraparound services and stipends to help participants overcome challenges along the way. And upon completion of this program, participants will receive certifications which will prepare them to continue on into full-time construction trade apprenticeship programs certified by the Department of Labor. This is crucial because successful participation in an apprenticeship program increases an individual's chances of securing full-time employment in the construction trades. As has been mentioned, under Governor Pritzker's leadership and in partnership with our leaders in the General Assembly like Leader Davis, Illinois Works was deliberately designed to empower folks across our state and make sure that the jobs that are created as part of the historic Rebuild Illinois Capital Plan go to communities across the state, and especially making sure that the folks working on the project are representative of the people in the communities that they are benefiting. This is something I'm very familiar with in my time at the CTA. We spent a lot of time and energy making sure when we were working on projects that we had workers in those communities being a part of that and being a part of a sustainable career path and good paying jobs. We know that pre-apprenticeships are the first step to creating those sustainable career paths for all Illinoisans, which is why we've invested nearly $10 million to 23 organizations that will support more than 1,000 pre-apprenticeships across the state. Our project partners, including our host today, will be launching their programs in the coming weeks, and the first set of graduates are expected later this year. People who are interested in this program, who may say, what's a pre-apprenticeship? Maybe that's something for me, can learn a little bit more about this at our website, dco.illinois.gov, and clicking on the Illinois Works link. Finally, I'd like to just take a quick moment to thank Norman Ruano, who's here today. He runs our Illinois Works program. Norman has worked tirelessly day and night to get this program stood up, and so we're very excited to be able to make this announcement today and really appreciate all his time and effort, as well as our many dedicated partners across the state for the work that they do day in and day out to support the success of our Illinois apprenticeships. Now, I'd like to turn it over to Chairman Chris Valentine for remarks. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Valentine. I chair the board of the Rebuilding Exchange. I, too, want to thank the governor and the Illinois Works program for their interest in our organization and our success by providing much-needed monies for our trainee program. As Scott said, before you go, I hope you take some time to walk through our store here today. If you can't do that today, come back. You got to come back. What you'll discover inside these walls is that we're not just about training and supporting people in the trades. We're also about investing in our communities by reusing building materials and reducing construction waste. This is our true mission. We have doors, hundreds of doors, pulled from many homes in Chicago. Clawfoot tubs, we got a few of those. But what do I want to say here? Light fixtures, galore. We even have old lumber from farms around the state of Illinois that will someday be made into new items for the next generation. Name a decade, any decade, I'm sure we have something representative of that period. The items in this building represent a big part of Chicago's history, Illinois' history, and they will remain a part of its future. And the beauty of this place is that word is spreading about what we do and how we do it. People in our communities want to partner with organizations like ours to prevent items like these from filling the landfills. And we're excited that the governor is jumping on board with us as well. Environmental sustainability is a top priority for the Rebuilding Exchange, and we're hoping that more Chicagoland residents will want to participate with us. Thank you for visiting with us. I'm sure we'll see you again. And now I'll turn it back to the governor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Happy to take any questions from members of the media.
Governor, please give us a sneak peek to what your budget address is going to get into next week?
No. No, I intend to certainly to give a speech in person, and I'm excited about that. And I don't want to give any previews. You'll certainly hear about it in the 24 hours or so before the speech, and then, of course, a few surprises in the speech. But we want to make sure and keep that for next week. I think you know how the State of the State and budget speeches are constructed, so you know all the components that could be a part of it. So I'll leave that to your imagination.
Governor, we're expecting a ruling tomorrow on masks in school, and if the judge in Sangamon County sides with the 146 school districts and Attorney Thomas DeVore, what will your next move be? And should school districts defy the order if it doesn't go in your favor?
Well, we don't know what the ruling will be, so it's hard to say what our reaction to the ruling would be. But certainly, I think, look, my job is to protect the people who go to school here in Illinois, to make sure our schools remain open. And the best way to do that is to make sure that people are wearing masks, keeping each other safe, making sure that we, as much as possible, encourage people to be vaccinated. And so we're going to continue to do all of that as best we can, but we'll have to wait to hear what the ruling is.
Despite adding more officers to the ranks of which I believe there's been way more shootings on Chicago area expressways than years past, so is that even making a difference?
Crime is on the rise. There's no doubt about it. There's something about the pandemic that has caused all over the country a rise in crime. And so what we've done is doubled the number of patrols. We've put in cameras across those expressways, and indeed, we're beginning to catch some of those perpetrators. So that is taking place even now. We've got to do more. There's no doubt about it. We need more cameras. We need more police. That's why you'll be hearing more about what my intentions are.
Governor, yesterday, your Department of Public Health announced an investigation into two very, very widely used labs that were testing COVID samples in the state. Companies that have made hundreds of millions of dollars from the CDC. Can you speak to what that investigation is looking into? The Centers for Medicare Services say this is fraud. What do you know about it, and what do the people of Illinois know?
That's all I can tell you about it, which is it's an investigation into potential fraud that may have taken place at those labs. So obviously this is something that we need to prosecute if in fact people have broken the law. It's when you hear about people paying money, not getting results when they're not useful anymore. That's deeply concerning. It's something that you saw. We went after one outfit and have closed that one down, and we'll certainly continue to go after others. I want to give the Attorney General and the federal government some credit here because they really are doing the on-the-ground investigations into these labs, taking in the complaints and following up on them, doing great work, and we'll see where that investigation ends up.
When we talk about fraud during the pandemic, IDES has been the subject of a lot of conversation, but those were $1,000 here, $1,000 there.
Yeah.
These are companies that are profiting $140, $180 million.
Right.
Are you putting any new efforts in place in addition to what's already on the books to try to beat this sort of thing out?
Well, a lot of what we've done, certainly in the wake of these allegations of fraud against the organizations and the shutting down of the one, is to make sure that consumers know when they are going to get tested, what they ought to be asking about, what they ought to be looking for in a testing outfit. If they're not going to one of the state-run facilities, if they're not going to a local public health department to get their test done, then you've got to ask a bunch of questions. A private outfit that's doing this, you want to know, how are they getting paid? How fast are you going to get results? Where are they sending your sample? Because most of them take in a sample, but they send it to an outside lab. And so where are they sending it? When should you expect to get an answer about whether you're negative or positive with the test? Those are all questions, and we've been, as you know, making sure that consumers know. We put it up on social media, we put it in ads, we've made sure that you and the media are posting what people should be asking about. So that's the best way for people to protect themselves. Ask a few questions before you go.
Governor, I wanted to ask you about Jennifer Thornley. Did you or did someone else direct CMS to put her, she's your former campaign aide, on state disability payroll after she was fired for theft?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.